Analyses of the movie Twister, 1996. Plot. The movie follows the story of Joe Harding, Helen Hunt, a meteorologist passionate about studying tornadoes, and her ex-husband, Bill Harding, Bill Paxton. Both are part of a team of scientists traveling through the American Midwest to install sensors that help predict tornadoes more accurately, saving lives. During their mission, they face devastating storms and massive tornadoes, dealing with the constant danger of nature and personal conflicts while trying to complete their work and overcome past issues. Strengths. Innovative special effects for its time. The tornado scenes are visually impressive and intense, creating moments of great suspense and action. Constant action and suspense. The movie keeps the audience engaged with thrilling tornado-chasing sequences. Scientific information. The movie presents meteorology concepts in an accessible way, making the experience both educational and entertaining. Chemistry between the protagonists. Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton deliver a believable relationship, adding emotional depth to the story. Weaknesses. Predictable moments in the script. Some dialogues and the romance between Joe and Bill can feel cliché. Limited character development. Apart from the main couple, other characters receive little focus or depth. More focus on action than narrative. Those looking for a more complex storyline may find it somewhat superficial. Curiosities about the movie Twister, 1996. Innovation in special effects. Twister was one of the first films to use advanced digital effects to create realistic tornadoes. At the time, this was extremely innovative and impressed both audiences and critics. Scientific inspiration. The team of scientists in the movie was inspired by real storm chasers and meteorologists who study tornadoes in the United States. The production consulted experts to make the film more realistic. Dangerous sets and filming. Some scenes were filmed with extremely strong artificial winds, rain, and controlled explosions. The actors had to take special precautions during these shoots. Budget and box office. The film had an estimated budget of $92 million and earned approximately $494 million in worldwide box office, making it a major success. Use of practical and digital technology. In addition to digital effects, the film also used miniatures, cables, and artificial winds to simulate destruction, creating a more realistic visual experience. Memorable protagonists. Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton were already well-known actors, and the chemistry between them helped make the relationship in the film believable, even amid the chaos of the storms. Cultural influence. Twister helped popularize the disaster movie genre in the 1990s and inspired documentaries and television programs about tornadoes and natural disasters. Lessons from Twister, 1996. The power of nature. The film reminds us how unpredictable and powerful natural disasters can be, highlighting the importance of respecting nature. Passion and dedication. Joe and her team show that pursuing your passion with dedication, even in dangerous conditions, can lead to meaningful achievements. Teamwork and collaboration. Successfully facing extreme situations often requires teamwork, trust, and relying on each other's skills. Resilience and perseverance. The characters face repeated failures in dangerous circumstances, yet they persist, teaching the importance of resilience. Science saves lives. The movie emphasizes the value of scientific research and preparation in preventing disasters and protecting communities. Balancing personal and professional life. Through Joe and Bill's relationship, the film shows how personal conflicts can affect professional goals and the need to balance both aspects of life. The 1996 film Twister holds a 67% approval rating from critics and a 58% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Now, here's our opinion.
I remember the movie Twister from 1996 from my childhood. It was frequently aired on broadcast TV, and even back then it was clearly a blockbuster with impressive special effects for the time. However, I never really sat down to watch the full movie because I didn't see tornadoes as truly threatening, like a creature. As a kid, I really liked monster movies, and this film basically presented a force of nature, not a monstrous predator hunting people. Because of this, I didn't see tornadoes as real enemies or threats, even though, of course, they have incredible destructive power. I used to wonder, how could a movie about tornadoes be truly engaging? Back then, that was my question. I watched parts of the film whenever it was on TV, and each scene seemed amazing, but I was never fully interested in seeing the entire movie. Nevertheless, it aired so often and I saw so many parts that I ended up knowing almost the entire story. Looking back, some scenes really stand out as iconic. One of them is the famous flying cow scene. At the time, the CGI effects were impressive, even if today they look a little poorly done. Still, that scene became famous and left a mark on the film. Another memorable scene with a truly cinematic moment is when the lead couple, played by Helen Hunt, Joe Harding, and Bill Paxton, Bill Harding, is fleeing a tornado and takes shelter in a barn full of sharp tools. They immediately realize it's a terrible idea to hide there, because if the tornado hits the barn, it would turn into a kind of blender that could shred them to pieces. This sequence is both funny and memorable. And of course, there is also the iconic scene where they are in the eye of the tornado, holding on to a strong metal pipe to avoid being sucked up by the wind, a scene worthy of a grand movie finale. Another interesting aspect is how Twister resembles classic films like Jurassic Park. I would say it's a Jurassic Park of tornadoes because of its massive production, meticulous special effects, and a gripping story that keeps viewers hooked from start to finish. As a child, I wondered, how can a movie about tornadoes keep me engaged like this? And Twister does it masterfully, exploring everything a tornado movie could present. The entire tornado theme, the chases, the danger, the stakes, is portrayed in a complete way. In my opinion, the film didn't even need a sequel because it is a comprehensive take on the subject. The performances also deserve recognition. Helen Hunt, Joe Harding, stands out as the true face of the movie because her character has a deep motivation. She lost her father to a tornado as a child, which made her extremely dedicated to studying and confronting these natural forces. Bill Paxton, on the other hand, seems more along for the ride, trying to help Joe, almost arriving in the story by chance. This dynamic between the leads adds an interesting layer to the story and the film's relationships. In summary, Twister is a film that combines impressive special effects, unforgettable scenes, and remarkable performances, along with the compelling plot that keeps the viewer engaged from beginning to end. Even though it's a film about natural forces rather than monsters, it manages to convey the grandeur and danger of a tornado in a cinematic way, keeping entertainment and excitement present in every moment. That's all for now. Session closed. If all goes well, see you in the next video. Until then.